The AFL has cornered the market in Anzac Day activity, with Essendon and Collingwood dominating the day's sporting agenda ever since the first game was staged in 1995, but before the Anzac Day game, before the opening of Crown Casino and 24-hour gaming, before pokie machines became such a permanent fixture in what seems like every pub and club in Melbourne, and before the onset of online wagering, racing held sway as the premium sport on Australia's most sacred day of remembrance. Astoria Photo, AAAP. The Anzac Day Flemington meeting featured the St. Leger, a distance test for 3-year-olds, as its centerpiece, but it was also memorable for the legal two-up games staged on a once-a-year basis by Nappy Allington in the 1990s, when a license to stage the games legally had been granted. Estimates were that as many as 4,000 racegoers would hang around after the last race and try their luck to the cries of "Come in, Spinner" in one of the 3 rings in the hill stand. Those days are gone, but the Leger meeting continues, and for those who want an afternoon diversion that isn't football-related, it remains the best option for live sport. The race names, the VRC St. Leger and the Auckland Racing Trophy apart, commemorate war, heroes and crucial battles in Australian history, while the VRC is offering free entry and a complimentary drink for all current and former Australian Defence Force (ADF) personnel and Returned and Services League of Australia (RSL) members. A traditional ritual will be held to commemorate the Australian and New Zealand men and women who died in battle. The games of 2-up will still be staged, but it's a far cry from the days when Flemington on Anzac Day was the only place it could be played, at least legally. And in a nod to the domination of football, the Collingwood and Essendon game will be screened all over the track. The 2,800-metre St. Leger is not what it once was, a victim of the Australian breeding industry's fixation on speed and precocious 2-year-olds. Gallopers requiring the 2,800-metre journey to be seen at their best require patience and time to age and mature, not commodities often seen in contemporary owners. But there will always be a place for a stare while Australia's greatest race, the Melbourne Cup, is run over 3,200 metres, and hope springs eternal for owners of slow, late-maturing types who will be hoping that they can show they have a future in long-distance tests like the Leger. The Godolphin-trained Astoria, who has good form in Group 2 and Group 3 contests over middle distances, will start favourite and should prove the one to beat. Last time out he was down the track in the Australian Derby behind Levendy, but he has been placed against the likes of Levendy, Cliff's Edge, Valiant Spirit and Holy Snow in recent months. Waterhouse has won this race twice in the past 6 years, and her father TJ Smith won the race 6 times, so the family know what is required. This time she relies on Delos, who has won twice in the past month, scoring in a maiden at Newcastle and a restricted race at Goulburn. Those wins came over 1,800 metres and 2,100 metres, and he has shown distinct improvement since stepping up in trip. She also has run away, with Steve Baster engaged. Ben Mellum